Welcome everybody to my champion Perforate build, and we're gonna start off with showing off the gear we got. It's nothing crazy, but this axe is pretty good. Over 1,000 DPS axe. I bought this for 25 divs, and before I had that, I bought this axe for 30 C. I crafted it on my own, but it was fractured already, as you can see. I used this for pretty good for most of the league, and I crafted this also. 6 link conquest armor. It's nothing crazy, it's pretty mid. Definitely do better. Needed the suppression, some fizz damage reduction, crafted the banners, increased effect for more damage for bossing. Because this build is basically for bossing, not the greatest clear. We got a armor evasion head base. Initially, I was going for higher evasion than armor on the head piece for immunity to poison, but that didn't matter anymore. So this ended up being better because it had the suppression on it, the other one didn't. And the poison doesn't really do anything to me anymore. I didn't have that much chaos res at first. And we just got some resist and life. Make sure you got a bunch of life and resist. Fizz taking us, Fizz taking us, endurance charges. So you can keep those endurance charges up throughout boss fights. And then for the amulet, I had this amulet for a very long time. I never changed it. I was just too lazy to. But it's pretty good, so might as well keep it. And it has an open prefix. I should just exalt that, but it is what it is. And I anointed innovate to cap out my suppress and get that extra 3% prevent suppress spell damage. Boots, same thing, got suppression, some life and res. Of course, you gotta have that movement speed, some damage from the endurance charges, some regen from the endurance charges, some suppression on the gloves. I could have got better gloves, but my suppression is capped already, so I mean, it would be nice to have some suppression on the gloves so I can take some points out on a tree. And I didn't really need the dex and int, but I crafted it anyways. I could craft some suppression on there and take a point out on the tree. Um, some rings. Make sure to have double chaos res. Crafted some life on there. Get as much life as you can for some tankiness. Energy shield, not really needed. Add the life ring. I was trying to craft a different ring, the vermilion ring for more life. Got some res, reduced curse effect, life, elemental damage for the type. Yeah, I got some useless mods, but I had these rings for a very long time. Like, this gear is like really mid. And I crafted this belt for immunity to all ailments. Have the storm shroud jewel. The jewel has 35.6% chance to avoid, 32 max life, all that good stuff. I don't know why I crafted. Oh yeah, I crafted this because why did I craft that? I must have misread that and just never changed it. Is that everything on the gear side? Supports for my Perforate 6 link. Of course, you got Perforate, 20 qual, Vitality, pure physical build. You pretty much always want to have Brutality. Ruthless for the intimidate and the extra damage. Melee damage, it's just one of the highest physical damage supports. Multi-strike for that attack speed and damage. Impale, because it's an impale perforate, and this gives you a lot of increased effect, a lot of damage. And I got the multi-strike because you don't want to be attacking mad slow in these fights. I just don't really like attacking slow unless you're hitting it really hard. Got the flies. All of them have charge. Gain charges when hit. Just to cap out my chaos res. This is just for some extra defense. Extra defense. And plus increase the armor. These are pretty much always active, especially while mapping. During the bosses, they turn off during like the phasing. This is for not getting stunned. This works pretty well. And the flies to stay alive. The life flies to stay alive. As you can see, 7,000 armor without the flies. That's what the endurance charges up. I got 6 endurance charges. Flesh and stone, blood and sand. I also have molten shell and cast on damage taken molten shell somewhere. Got pride. I was using a cast on damage taken golem, but I had to sub that up for the molten shell for a uber boss fight. I'm using mark on hit poach mark for some frenzy charges during boss fight, blood rage for frenzy charges while mapping. Using endurance cry to get those initial endurance charges while mapping. Flesh and stone, war banner for a lot of damage. The war banner gives you a lot of damage during these boss fights. And I was thinking about taking these nodes on the tree for some extra bossing damage, but at the same time I don't know if it's gonna be worth it because it's gonna take a while to build up those stacks. The Valor game. But I guess like, I mean, if you go into like a pinnacle boss fight, it's gonna take a while. But if you're mapping, you should be fine. Slap down a banner and kill any boss that you pretty much go against in the maps. Alright, so this is the jewel I was talking about, the Storm Child jewel. Gives you 15 resist, chance to avoid all elemental ailments. Gotta take all the endurance charges, because endurance charges are OP. Why would you not take them for defense? Took all the life nodes. Took impale. Gotta have this to keep up with your mana. I took the charge mastery to keep my endurance charges up. Took some attack speed and damage. And for this large jewel, 8 passive, we got Feed the Fury, Brutal Infamy. I was thinking about taking some bleed nodes also, but couldn't really work that in. And since we're a champion, wanted to get some fortify stacks. I planned on upgrading my build further, but I just didn't want to play anymore. Like would have got those fortified gloves, but at the same time, I kind of didn't want to get those because then we wouldn't be suppressed capped again. We have to change all of our gear. Um, we didn't spec into any rage rage nodes except for this one. So we don't really generate rage that fast. We got corrupt blood cannot be inflicted. I planned on getting a jewel for corrupt blood immunity with some max res, so we could take this out and have more points to use. And maybe spec into some rage so we can get the rage up faster for bossing. Um, yeah, all the rest is just life and damage. I did take the reflect immunity mastery for physical mastery to fight the Aziri for the fear. I don't think I really need to change this. Just be reflect immune in all the maps. Got the suppression wheel. This is enough suppression for me to be suppressed cap. You want to take that plus 3% prevent it so you can be as tanky as you can be for these spells. And more suppression right here. That's why I took this evasion wheel. And my merc is a mid merc. I
Yes.
couldn't find a better merc. For for some reason I couldn't find another merc with grace. They only found the ones with Vol Grace. And I didn't really want the Vol Grace. I have the apply additional curse vulnerability on hit. Of course he has the carry on binding, physical as fire, increase the Warcry buff effect. Um, oh, Rallying Cry. I thought I had the Rallying Cry merc on. I guess I could change that. Some rage on hit for the merc. Reduce the life regeneration. That's pretty nice. So when you fighting something like I mean, I guess if you got enough damage, that won't really matter. But if you're in like the lower damage side, that'd be really nice. I just threw some random uniques for the weapons because I didn't really care about the merc's damage. I wanted to play the game myself. I didn't want the merc to do everything for me. I just used the merc as some utility, a little bit of utility, some regen for me. I wanted to feel like I was playing the game, not the merc. Um, is that pretty much it? Some increased area of effect, some action speed. Yeah, I was just looking for some mercs with some good auras. I didn't really care about the ability they had, the damage that they had. I just I just wanted to get the auras, preferably more defense. So when the merc I'll show you guys what the evasion is looking like with the merc on. Just throw a map in there. Uh, yeah, this merc need to get changed out because he dies in like some T17s, and I think he died in a Uber Eater boss fight. Let's just open up a map. Let's go vault. Oh yeah, I didn't show you guys the ascendancy. We got the taunt for from Worthy Foe. They take 15% increased damage. Of course, you want to take that. More damage. Can't evade attacks. Only thing about that is that you need to hit the initial attack. So, like, you want to take advantage of that on a build, on a skill that has a lot of attack speed. If you're on a slower attacking side, you don't want to rely on that. Cannot be evaded after taunted unless you use like a flash deck of taunt or something. I don't know if that procs it. We got Master of Metal because we're doing impale and it gives you extra damage, more armor. So when we impale, we get more armor and plus the flask. And we got the evasion from all that evasion, so you're not taking too many hits at a time. You can survive longer. And it inflicts an additional impale. That's more damage right there. Got the fortify. You guys know what this is. You always max fortify. Get some increased armor and evasion for being fortified over 20. Increased attack speed per over 20. For a while we did have this and we tried this out, but since we wasn't below 25%, since we wasn't low life most of the time, I decided to take that off. And this was really good for bossing. But I just felt like I wanted to have damage up without the banner more often. So I decided to take it off. Yeah. Let's get this map crafted. We want to be able to taunt as much damage as we can. You could probably do maps without that, but alright, let's take this map. Show the defense after the so before the war cry and before the impale, we got 62% chance. 62 physical damage reduction. Did I get my merc? Oh, he died in a Uber boss fight, or I think he died in a feud. Alright, with the merc, we got 26,000 evasion, 76%. I was thinking about putting a Jade Flask and Granite Flask. Change these two out maybe. I don't know. We got 5,000 life, 585 regen. When I work hard, that regen goes up. And we at Sandstans, we're more tanky because we take less damage from things close to us. And we're always close because we're in melee. Work hard so you can get those endurance charges. It's already at 90%. I'm not even at max endurance charges. And I'm impaling. That ascendancy node is giving us an extra 10%. We barely take any damage. Got the law mode and show up. I forgot to press the blood rage. See the mark on that additional curse on hit from that merc. They taking the extra damage. How fast we could use it.
I'm going to kill you, Giannis. Just not yet.
Always switch to blood stance when you're trying to kill a tankier enemy that doesn't die in like 2 to 3 hits. Is it just me or does these syndicate members be glitching out sometimes? Like I had one syndicate member that never teleported to this little transport thingy. I was moving with the transport thingy, expecting him to teleport back to it, but he just stayed behind.
I'm not to be the Trathan code dictates. So go ahead, choose.
Is this infamous? It doesn't have any auras I want.
So it's death you want.
I try to put a merc up at a bit stance so it have a less chance of killing me. And they're pretty small. I don't have much AoE on my Perforate, so all the fights won't hit it. Did I press all of these buttons? I'm not even paying attention. We got 50 charges of our war banner. Where am I going? Just gonna run past those. And that boss is have no chance. And that's pretty much my Imperial champion. Let's unveil this. -9. If you need to, you can throw on the Quicksilver flaws for certain boss fights. And GG.